strength in trade today. Talking about sectoral indices, given the fact that we've seen a sharp downtick coming in on Hindalco in particular, so you have the metal index that is the top sectoral loser in trade. Realty is the other one. Power also taking it a bit easy. While on the flip side is the PSU Bank Index ruling the charts once again, along with oil and gas. So that's the way how the markets are looking like at this point in time. But we need one particular stock that has to be in focus. It has to be ITC. We've seen what's happened in that particular counter over the last few trading sessions, a sharp knock coming in also for the stock. And one of the primary reasons for this downtick has to be the news flow that BAT, which is the majority stakeholder in ITC, is looking to offload some stake.
Absolutely. But Cheryl, I think this is a bit of an overreaction. Why? Because BAT had already mentioned before that, they will be reducing stake. Right now also they've said that they'll be reducing from 29% what they're holding to 25%. 25% is what they will be holding no matter what. This is a strategic investment for them, not just a financial investment. And that is what the word came in from the BAT's management as well, CEO, when they were talking as well. So yes, that's the word that came in. Now, when you're looking at it currently, this 4% stake which would happen is around a $2.5 billion stake sale around this. It values at $2.5 billion. Let's not forget, ITC has seen a very good run up in terms of the business wise as well, the consumption side that they've been focusing on. BAT also highlighted that this is not anything in terms of a worry on the business front that they're selling the stake. It is because BAT has to reduce some bit of their stake. I beg your pardon, some bit of the debt, and they are facing some bit of a concern in terms of, decline in cigarette volumes. So that was a bit of an issue, and they want to reduce their debt. That is the factor that one should factor in. Analysts are also saying that this is just a knee-jerk reaction that is coming in. This is nothing new. This is an uncalled for pressure that is coming in on ITC stock, because overall as a business performance, ITC is seeing a strong growth in the FMCG consumption side as well. And yes, that's the word that is mainly actually coming in as well. Many expected that this 3 to 4% stake sale that may happen will be easily absorbed by the market, is what analysts are highlighting as well, Cheryl. But let's also listen in to what Ajay had to say in terms of his view for ITC as well, what he believes also, how this is actually shaping up for ITC.
As part of that debt reduction strategy, they may pare some debt. The highlight is that they would like to retain 25%. And a company which is flourishing so well on the numbers front, 3.5–4% stake is what they'll pare, and that's why they have appointed bankers, and they'll retain the majority stake. Also, if you look at the way the company is transforming the consumer end of the business, particularly FMCG business, margin expanding, business is becoming bigger, hotel business is doing very well, the entire sector in India is doing very well. So if any kind of a weakness which comes in because of this 3.5–4% stake coming into the market, most of the experts we are speaking with are actually looking at buying into that particular stock. In fact, they say that this will get absorbed, and going forward, the company will come back. And this is an overreaction which we saw in the last 2 days. In fact, just today also, if you look at ITC, it is trading in the green.
All right, so that's the take coming from Ajay as well when it comes to ITC, trying to actually make sense of this news flow. The fact being that BAT has debt concerns, wants to actually pare the stake, rather monetize the stake in ITC. 29% is what they hold, and they want to reduce it by just 4%. So is this an overreaction? Should this cause a concern? How are the fundamentals of ITC? Should you be looking at the fundamentals or just trade on this news-based information? Let's bring on board our guest for today. We have Kush Bohra, who's going to join us on the show, as well as Rajesh Agarwal. A very good morning to you, Rajesh, and welcome aboard, Kush. We will be seeing Kush more often now on Buy Now, Sell Now. So Rajesh, let me first get your take on ITC. You've been shouting on the rooftops of Calcutta that yes, ITC is definitely a buy. This BAT basically coming out and confirming the fact that they're looking to monetize some part of their stake in ITC definitely has actually made the stock a bit jittery. Do you think this sort of a news piece is enough for investors to be jittery of ITC? Do you think this is an overreaction?
Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Winnie. Good morning, Kush. You said it right. I have been recommending ITC from my rooftop from the levels of 150, and still I believe that one can buy on any dips for a longer term horizon. The company is doing extremely well, be it hotels, be it FMCG, cigarettes, agriculture, everything is doing well. And the best part is hotels have given the best ever quarter with revenue going up by 18%, PBIT going up by 57%. The overall PAT up went by 11% in this quarter. And they have a focus on craving growth strategy in each business. That's the positive part. Non-FMCG business contribution is scaling up. Uh, Cash positive balance sheet. They give good dividends. At what point of time the dividend yield was around 7-8%, and a debt-free company. It's only a market was looking for an excuse to book some profit in ITC, and that came as news from BAT reducing 4% stake. But as far as mine the thinking goes, that this 4% will be easily absorbed by DIIs and others. So I don't think there would be much of a concern. So any dips in the ITC should be taken as a buying opportunity. 4% stake by BAT, and they are selling just to reduce their debt, not because they have some concerns about the operations of the company. The company is still doing well, and the growth strategy going forward, as pointed out in the analyst meet, is very exciting. I think one should buy if there is a dip due to this news.
Okay, yes. Rajesh also saying this is a buy that comes in on ITC on any dip that you see coming in, and not a concern on that front as well. Kush, good morning and thank you so much for joining in with us. What's your view on ITC? You know, are you also not too worried about this issue and the overreaction that you're seeing? Is that similar? And what are the trends indicated on the charts as well?
Hi, Vinny. First up, it's a pleasure to be here. Very good morning to Cheryl and Rajesh as well. I think a couple of points lower on ITC, and I'll join Rajesh on his rooftop. That is not an invitation, that is not a self-invitation to come to Kolkata, but, a similar view that I have. Look, let's put things in context, right? I mean, ITC was where about 200 rupees, early 2022. The stock more than doubled. Now, even if we take some money off the table from, the stock, even if it slips a little, it's still actually at the double, still actually a little more than double from where it was just about, a little over a year and a half, almost about 2 years ago. That's a phenomenal kind of a return. Now, what you're looking at is the weekly chart. There is some retracement that is evident, on the charts. What is interesting is that the 30% retracement and the support zones tie in very beautifully at the 390-400 kind of zone. Let me also combine, the daily setup here. On the daily setup, the stock's actually gone into oversold territories and RSI is at 22. What that is suggesting is that very clearly there is an overreaction on the stock. From here, the risk-reward ratio on the buy side is extremely favorable. So if I take a long position here from positional standpoint, right, a 390 would be my stop loss. And on the upside, we're very easily, looking at levels of, let's say, 430 and then perhaps even 450, in the coming weeks or months. So from here, a very clear long trade emerges on ITC. From a fundamental perspective, Rajesh has already given a view. From a technical perspective, that ties in beautifully. So all in all, this is making a compelling case for investors to start accumulating ITC if they don't have in their portfolio. And even if they do, I think the worst is perhaps behind us. Maybe a few points here and there, but I think this is a good time to re-enter the stock, even average out. If you've been holding it for a while.
To re-enter the stock, that's a consensus call coming in from both of our experts. No doubt Kush has given the self-invitation, though he's saying not to take it as a self-invitation to go to Calcutta.
Both should also go to Calcutta and eat some yummy food as well. Rajesh, I think we all are, self-inviting ourselves. Kush is not, but me and Cheryl surely are, Rajesh.
I'm sure that Vinny is planning for her next ET now on the Go Kolkata edition right here, isn't it? But
absolutely.
Yes, consensus call coming in from both of our experts when it comes to the ITC. Use this dip to actually go ahead and accumulate the stock. But on that note, we'll slip into a break, and if you're planning to buy Tata EV cars, it's going to get cheaper. As you can see the flashes on your screen, Tata EV has gone ahead and reduced the EV prices by up to 1.2 lakh rupees. They passed on battery price reduction to the customers.